Hello, so today I've got a really inspirational interview for you. If you think having a restricted diet is going to hold you back in pretty much any area of your life, then I'd invite you to think again because today I'm speaking with Rachael and Claire Guthrie from America. And recently, Rachael won a competition. It was a cooking competition making cupcakes on a TV show called Cupcake Wars. So what's really amazing about this is that Rachael has a restricted diet. She has Crohn's disease, which she helps to mitigate symptoms through dietary changes. And so she couldn't actually eat anything that she was cooking with. So if you can just get your head around that, how do you win a cooking competition when you can't eat any of the foods that you're cooking with? And such a young person to overcome all those fears and doubts that everybody's got, to just put herself out there and go ahead. So I just thought it'd be fantastic to chat with her today and hear her story. So Rachael, tell us about when you were first diagnosed with Crohn's disease, because you're now 15, correct?
Yeah, I'm almost 6. I was first diagnosed in December 2014. I think the exact date is actually 8th of December. And I had to go to the doctors because I was having like stomach ache after everything I ate. So then after that, I got a procedure to see, like check inside and make sure everything was okay. And I was diagnosed.
Yep.
So
how has that changed your life since the diagnosis? What happened post-diagnosis that's different from before?
So you mean like what happened after I was diagnosed?
Yeah, so how have you changed your lifestyle since then? What are the things that you've done?
I didn't get to eat all the food I love, like pizza is like my favorite food. I miss it like crazy. After like I got diagnosed, I went on like a 3-month liquid diet, and then like complete liquids, and then now I'm on like SCD diet, it's like carbohydrate diet. But it really changed because I don't have anyone else really that understands what I go through. So it kind of made it pretty difficult to find someone who understands what you go through.
Yeah. So what are the dietary changes that you've made now? So what foods do you avoid, for one of a better question?
I'm gluten-free, grain-free. I stay away from everything down there. And then I introduce a new food like usually once a week. So it depends on which food agrees with me.
Yeah. So, and you're pescatarian, so you don't eat a lot of meat. Do you eat eggs?
I eat eggs, yes. I only eat any meat except fish.
Yeah.
So I only eat salmon because I don't really like any other fish.
Yeah. And do you have some dairy in your diet?
I have yogurt, like I make my own homemade yogurt, but it has no lactose in it because it's been fermented for 24 hours.
Yeah. And what about nuts or legumes? Can you eat any of those foods?
I have almond flour, but I don't really, I can have cashews, but I have them like a cereal bar, quote unquote. So, like, not much. I can have cheese too, which is nice.
Yeah. All right. So, and this is a question for you too, Claire, did you find it hard when you were first making these dietary changes?
Yes.
Yeah. It was hard because, we were so afraid of messing up too. In fact, there was one occasion where I had made a quiche and I had forgotten that she can't have grains, and I had used rice milk in the recipe, and she became very, very ill, and I felt like a terrible mom because I had made her sick. And I remember calling our doctor in Los Angeles and telling him, and his first response was, "This shows you that the diet works. These things happen. It shows you that the diet we're doing works. When you deviate from it, you have a negative response." So, pick yourself up, drink lots of water and just keep pressing forward. And so it was very hard because we had to learn a whole new way of making things. And Rachael never ate fish before. I mean, we're vegetarian, so it was hard, I think, for her to take that step into, eating animals. So yes, it was a challenge, and we had to learn, the diet that she's on is a starch-free, that only certain types of foods that she's allowed. There's like a legal and illegal list. So trying to remember, but I know for me at least, I'm not sure about Rachael, but the Facebook groups that we have joined have been very helpful in assisting us on, how to manage. So that was very helpful.
Yeah. And what were the foods you found the hardest to make alternatives for?
Pizza is pretty difficult.
So you haven't tried pizza yet?
I have, but it's just doesn't taste the same. It tastes really nasty, but it's still pizza, right?
Well, we've actually...
It's different. It's an almond flour crust.
Compared to regular real pizza, like gluten pizza, is not as good. So.
Yeah. We've actually got a pizza episode coming up later in the year, so maybe you'll find something in there that you like.
Yeah.
So now I'm fascinated about this competition. I absolutely love the idea that, you've got a restricted diet and you thought, but this sounds really cool and I want to do it. So I just love this. So tell me about how you found out about the competition, and did it ever occur to you at any point, maybe I shouldn't do it because I can't eat the food? Or, I love it. I just want to hear from you what your thought process were through that whole thing.
So I found out about this show because my brother was interviewing for another baking show, and I got really, really jealous because I'm like, why can't I be famous, right? So I went on Food Network and I looked at Cake Wars, and so I sent an audition. I knew I might be too young for it, but I still auditioned, and I got an email back that they were looking for Cupcake Wars, for the Cupcake Wars Kids. It's a completely new pilot episode. So we started chatting, and it did occur to me that I wouldn't, it would be kind of a stone in the path, not being able to eat. But when I do that, I use my sense of smell instead of taste, and it works just as well for me.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And what about you, Claire, being a mum and always usually wanting to protect your kids from anything negative that you can?
I was more afraid that they wouldn't let her once they found out, that there would be some kind of liability. Now, I don't know how it is where you are, but, in America, everybody sues you for everything. So I was afraid that they would be, nervous about being sued if she had a reaction to something. So, we got a letter from the doctor just in case, but they never asked. So, we were really glad that that wasn't a stumbling block.
So tell us, what is the secret? How can you make a delicious cupcake when you can't eat the ingredients? So you said you use your sense of smell. So what are we looking for here?
As you've heard from other people who lose some of their senses, when you lose a sense and all your other senses are heightened up. So when I can't taste anything, instead, when I smell things, I can, quote unquote, taste it. Yeah. So that's how I knew if something didn't smell right, wouldn't be right, because I can kind of taste it. So
that's so cool. Okay, so now you also bake with alternative ingredients. So you've mentioned baking with almond flour. Are there any other alternative ingredients that you use in baking?
That's about it, because I can't really have anything else.
You have used coconut flour, I just didn't agree with you.
Yeah, I had a massive reaction to it.
Yeah, we have used coconut flour before as well.
Yeah. So Rachael, what would you have to say to other children, young adults, parents, anyone with a restricted diet who feels that that's holding them back? What would your advice to them be?
Don't let whatever's holding you back, don't let it hold you back, because that will make you weaker. show that you can beat it, even though you have like all the crap going on in your life. You just got to get through it because you can't let it take you down.
Well said. So, Claire, what would your advice be to families who are just starting this journey? They've just been to their doctor, they've just found out that they've got this diagnosis and that their lifestyle is going to change dramatically, and they're not sure where to begin, what to do. What would your advice be, and what kind of changes did you find easiest to make first?
I would encourage them to become a partner with their doctor in their child's care, and be willing to try new things, go slowly, maybe join a support group where they can connect with other parents with children that have dietary restrictions, activities with other families, learn which shops you can go to buy the special things that you need. A lot of things are available online, and as dietary restrictions become more common and allergies to food become more popular, there are a lot of resources out there to help families with what they need. But ultimately, for them to be patient and realize that it takes time, and not to feel like they're a bad mom like I did because I couldn't fix the problem, immediately, but to know that these things do take time to occur and time to fix.
I liked earlier when we were chatting when you were mentioning not to rush the process.
Yes.
I really liked your explanation with that. Would you like to talk a little bit about that too?
Yes, I think that, as a culture, we want everything instantly fixed. We're an instant gratification society, and we have to realize that, disease forms over time, oftentimes years, and it's not something that's going to be fixed overnight. And I think we try and force our kids to do this, do that, and not allow their bodies to speak to us and to speak to them. And going slow, I think, is very, very important.
Well, yeah, I just think that's great. Well, thank you so much for your advice and your inspiration and your story and sharing that with us. So, Rachel, what is next for you and your brother? What are you guys
just
doing now?
Just working at home for now and selling them to other people, and trying to earn a living for college.
Saving for university,
Fantastic. So where can we follow you online? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook page or an Instagram account that we can check out?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us the handle, and I'll include it, upload the video?
It is Rachael. No,
I think it's Joshua _Rachael _bakes_cakes_.
We can give it to you, and you can post it on the. It's a little tricky. We wanted to include both of their names in there, so that's how we did it.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, thank you again. And I can't wait to see what you do next because, I think there must be some amazing things in your future. Very inspirational.
So much.
See you later.
All right.